Laker fans, what's going on? My name is Sammy Long. This is another Laker preview video. As always, doing one for every game this season and looking at some things to look for in the upcoming Laker matchup. The Lakers will be in Houston taking on the Rockets on Sunday, so we'll get to them a little bit later. Talk about some defensive improvements, I think is why the Lakers have been playing better basketball as of late. JJ Redick had some good quotes on that postgame. But first, the Lakers win a back-to-back. The last few years, due to AD's injury history and LeBron being 40 years old, getting up there in age, the Lakers don't really want to jeopardize either of them getting hurt, because if either of them get hurt, the Lakers season's probably done. You need those two guys on the floor, and so you've seen a lot of rest on certain back-to-backs over the last few years, and things like that. And maybe the Lakers just not being talented enough to really win back-to-back, and that kind of grit and determination to really back-to-back nights without that rest, without that recovery. The Lakers got 2 W's. AD obviously didn't play Thursday, got him some rest, which was nice, but the Lakers were able to win with him getting rest. So that's the best thing. If the Lakers can rest LeBron AD and get wins, that's unbelievable. But Lakers did that against a Portland team you should beat. Then you had an Atlanta team coming in where this is a team that we all know that they could score. They scored 134 points in the Lakers in overtime almost a month ago today, December 6th. That's when the Lakers were kind of at the low point of the year, again, coming off that Timberwolves loss where the Lakers only scored 80 points. The Heat absolutely running the Lakers off the floor. And then that game where the Lakers gave heart in that game, but they just came up short. Trae Young go-ahead three at the end of the game. And I thought the Lakers really kind of, in boxing terms, bit down their mouthpiece and really kind of got after it the second half. And we're going to talk about that in a minute with JJ Redick talking about the first half of the defense he was not a fan of compared to the second half. But the Lakers' ability to just limit, Trae Young's going to get his. Trae Young still had a big night. But in the first game against a month ago, Hunter had 26 points off the bench and Bogdanovich had 20. And Hunter had 5 and Bogdanovich had 3 in this game. So this is how crucial that is, that you're able to hold the supporting cast. The stars are going to get theirs. The stars are going to, and JJ talks about that in his post-game press conference, but the stars are going to get there. But to limit those around him and not have that kind of bench production, the Lakers teams have done that to the Lakers the last few years. They've let LeBron AD kind of get whatever they wanted. In that game against the Hawks, they both scored 30-plus points, had huge nights, but they limited the supporting cast. And, in basketball, you need the supporting cast to win. Quickly looking at the game, Braun, 30 points, doing his thing. AD, almost a 20-20, 18 points, 19 boards. Rui had 13, Reeves 20, Christie 9 points and 4 rebounds. I think his impact defensively is really maybe not shown in the box score, but he's been excellent there. Jackson Hayes 3, Finney-Smith finding a little role there with 8 points, some scoring. Him and Shake Milton are only going to get better as they get more. They kind of got thrown in the fire with the Gabe Vincent injury. And I know, they're not bigs, but Finney-Smith kind of played down low. But AD being out, so they both kind of got to LA and were like, you're playing. There's not really a lot of time to just bring them along with some of the injuries they've been dealing with. And, D'Lo being traded in that trade. You don't have D'Lo anymore. They're only going to get better and better. Reddish had 3 points. Milton had 2. And Connect kind of finding his stroke again with 13. So, again, huge W. Love what I saw from the Lakers. And Lakers playing some good basketball right now. I think a big reason why is the defensive improvements. You give 134 to the Hawks a month ago. You hold them to 102 just a month later. 32 points. 32 points. That's my quick calculations in math. I wasn't great at math in high school. But 32 points was, the deficit that you held them to compared to a month ago. And I know that there was an overtime, but still, they really got whatever they wanted. They held the Atlanta Hawks to 16 points below their season average in the win. So Atlanta has been criticized for not playing a lot of defense over the past few years, but they can't score. Trae Young, when they had DeJounte Murray, he's now a Pelican. But this team, they got scores everywhere with Hunter and Bogdanovich and a lot of guys on the team, Dyson Daniels. They can score in bunches, and the Lakers really put a good effort in the second half. After halftime, second half, held the Hawks to just 45 points on 36.4% shooting in the second half. So that's what you love to see, especially at home, kind of putting the clamps down and really getting the crowd into it and getting after it. JJ said, quote, "I thought our guys played offensively with the right intent. Another night where we got close to 30 assists. Defensively, Trae Young bends you in ways. We played coverage tonight, and he still had 33 and 9 assists. He's a fantastic offensive player, but I thought our defense overall in the second half was much better. Dorian Finney-Smith, Max, those guys. You go against elite offensive players, you're not going to stop them. They're going to figure out ways to score and assist their teammates. Another quote that he said post game. JJ, you got to give him this. JJ Redick is honest in his post game press conferences. I'm sure the media absolutely loves him, the reporters, because he will give you answers and he doesn't give you just coach speak. He said post game, I told Dorian Finney-Smith he was awful the first half, and he told him that at halftime, and then went on to praise him, saying he was a big reason why the Lakers won. But it was pretty brutally honest, and I was like, good for JJ, I guess, for calling him out, and if that really made him play better, then hey, that's great. But with Dorian Finney-Smith being here and Max Christie and the thought of that Vando's coming back earlier this week, non-contact work in practice, you're having another elite defender and Cam Reddish. You have 4 guys that you can deploy, assuming, they're all healthy, going in the playoffs. I mean, you could have 4 on-ball defenders that you could deploy on, a Thunder team that's got scores everywhere. Or, I mean, how many times has the Lakers been playing the Nuggets and Jamal Murray? They've ran out of, Vando maybe got in foul trouble. He had to go sit. Well, now you got Dorian Finney-Smith. Now you got Max Christie, who's really developing and really kind of putting on some size, as well as developing into a scorer. I think that Max Christie deal, we're going to look back on it 4 years, $32 million and go, that is an absolute steal by Rob Pelinka in the staff. Because if they would have waited and not paid him, who knows? The way he's been playing recently, his value is just kind of going up and up and up. And you're always looking for, in this league, 3 and D guys that can play great defense and can score. So love what I'm seeing from Max Christie. Dorian Finney-Smith's only be getting better and better. And hopefully Vando's coming back soon, and Reddish as well. So the defense has been on point. Looking at Houston specifically, this is a team the Lakers have had some problems with. Last year, the Lakers, frankly, got boat raced a couple times in Houston, in LA. They really took it to the Lakers. The Lakers have had problems with teams that are kind of young and can get out and run, even though they're not necessarily the most talented. They like to get in transition a lot. This team has, the villain, Dylan Brooks. He's on this team. Jeff Green will be actually starting in place. He's getting minutes now because Jabari Smith, in a weird thing, in a shoot-around against the Celtics in their last game, which they ended up losing 109-86, he hurt himself. He injured himself in shoot-around. He's out for like 2 months. So he had a serious injury in shoot-around. He's one of the best players on their team, really good young player in this league. So that's a big blow to them, and they're kind of still getting adjusted. It sucks for them if that happened, right? Not that I like the Rockets, but I don't want to see anyone get hurt. It really seemed to throw off their game plan against Boston, because that happened to your star player right before the game starts, gets hurt. There's no way that's not going to affect you. But who they do have, Dylan Brooks, Jeff Green, Şengün has been excellent. He's really taken his team to the next level. One of the really bright young bigs in this game. Kind of, he's not Jokic, but kind of plays that. You can get a lot of assists, rebounds, score. He kind of does everything. He's not just a traditional big. Fred VanVleet, went to Wichita State, played up in Toronto for a lot of years, was their big signing a few years ago. And then Jalen Green. Jalen Green is probably got to be the best player on the team right now. Leads the team in scoring with about 20 points a game. Şengün leads the team with about 11 rebounds per game, and VanVleet leads them with 6 assists per game. So it's a very complete team, not really just one guy doing it all. Some teams you look at, like Portland, the Sharp, same guy had all the stats, because it was really just him doing everything. And then off the bench, Cam Whitmore out of Villanova. He's been an excellent pick for them. He plays a lot. He played like 34 minutes the other night, and is kind of a big scorer off the bench, but can also play defense. He's a guy to watch out for. And then Jayshawn Tate has been nice, and Aaron Holiday. So they usually go 8 deep. They'll play a few other guys, but the eight guys really get a bulk of the minutes, and you'll kind of see some spot minutes in from other guys. Vegas has this as Houston favored by 4.5, with the total being set at 220.5. For, again, all you people who like to gamble, or kind of what they're saying there. Kind of get a couple points to the home team as well. And this is an important game for the Lakers, because Houston's the 3 seed. The Lakers are the 4. The 4 through 10, 4 through 12 is so close. A couple games skid, and you could be dropping to the 11 or going all the way up. But the Lakers have been playing good ball recently, up to the 4 seed. Only 2 games back of Houston from jumping to 3. So it'd be huge. This is the first of 3 matchups on the year. This would be big to get this matchup, especially in Houston, road game, because it's going to be coming back to LA. They play like late March and then early April again. So be looking for that. And in the injury report, AD and LeBron are probable. They're likely going to be playing, and Vincent is doubtful. So really, Lakers should have everyone outside of the usuals: your Christian Woods, Vanderbilt, Jalen Hood-Schifino. But in Gabe Vincent likely will be the only guy that's not being able to play. And for them, just Jabari Smith, as I mentioned, and Tariq Eason is questionable for them. So, and he doesn't play a whole ton. So they're going to have all their guys outside Jabari Smith. Big game. I love to see the Lakers keep this momentum, especially taking on the road. Hopefully they're bringing it. I think the Lakers are going to, don't want to jinx anything, but I think they're going to have a little bit of a personal vendetta. This team got not just beat last year by this team, like blown out, run off the floor. You know LeBron's going to bring it against Dylan Brooks. I'm sure he'll be chirping and running his mouth. But this is a good Houston team, top 3 in the West, really young. Lakers really got to get some help from the supporting cast, as they have been. Love to see the young guys, Christie, Connect, Reeves. Love to see the new guys, Finney Smith and Shake Milton really get up and down and kind of take it to Houston, take it to them, a team that is really young. The Lakers have gotten younger outside of LeBron, and kind of flip it back on them. And we know LeBron's going to do his thing, and Anthony Davis is going to do his thing. So thank you guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Alan will get you guys on the post-game show, and hopefully we're talking about a Laker W, and we're all listening, having a cocktail after the game. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, and go Lakers.